game is a mess. Beef ain't really over with. The only way for me to get over it is to aim at your chest. I rock with a DJ who sets the tone, plugs in 212s and a microphone, and I don't stop rocking the beats and keep rocking. As long as the streets hear heat, they keep popping. Come on with it.
Me and you getting it on, don't even go there.
Come on with it, cause you know what we got to do. Come on with it.
Me and you getting it on, don't even go there.
Come on with it.
Once I bring it to you, you won't be safe nowhere.
Word up. Salute to hip hop, MCs and DJs. Culture strong as ever. Bumpy Knuckles, DJ Premier. Salute, salute.
Right now somewhere, he at the table with a bowl of Apple Jacks, and he's reading the back of the cereal, and in between eating the Apple Jacks, he's writing. And he want my spot. I'm gonna find him though. I'm gonna sign him. I don't want no problems.
Like we always do it this time. It's cold, blowing your mind. Hey dummy, this no accident, all of this was designed. Took my time, crack from behind, and I opened up your blinds, rise and shine. Cold world, same used to drive around with your girl. In my mama's Civic, now I'm out here trying to get it. I ain't like you, boy, I spit it how I live it. So when you see me in the streets, man, I ain't got a mimic, cause I ain't got an image to uphold. This real, I ain't got a gimmick, I just floated. The boy that set fire to the booth. In a gang full of liars, it turns out that I'm the truth. Some say that rap's alive, it turns out that I'm the proof. Cause the ones y'all thought would save the day can't even tie my boots. The ones y'all thought can hang with me can't even let these words be my I don't rhyme my before I wake, I pray to the Lord, my soul to take, my soul to take, my soul to take, my soul to take. Lord, I've been dreaming about the paper. Get rich before I see my life taper. Hope my mama get to see Jamaica before she meet her maker. I hoop but never good enough to ever be a Laker. But these words I recall got me ballin'. Jordan, more than a rapper, this a natural disaster. Boy, I'm meaner than Katrina mixed with Gina. Shut up, Cole. This is for back home, homes. What up, Bo? This is for them that played me. What up? Nah, I ain't mad, it's sad. You went from bad to real bad. Two kids that don't even know they real dad. Real sad, baby girl, I wish you still had it. Then maybe you could get a taste of living Philmatic. It's cold, still at it. Y'all be talking about the same and how I feel about it. That's why I don't respect that. You talking cold planning funerals, you might fit the. Before I wake, I pray to the Lord, my soul to take. My soul to take, my soul to take, my soul to take. Hey, get on your job, little man. This ain't Saturday. We in two different lanes, you can't navigate. We in two different games, you playing pack.
2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And here we go, the battle between conferences. It's East versus West, where the Miami Heat will be looking to make a statement. And the Trailblazers start out with the ball. All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. On the court for the Trailblazers. Lillard at the point with C.J. McCollum playing the two. Harkless is out there with Aminu. And it's Plumlee in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
And it was a very public falling out between Goran Dragic and the Suns front office. That was a real tense few weeks there before ultimately he was traded.
Lillard with no one around. A three-pointer, no good. Portland on defense. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here. Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Wade. And it's Johnson. That time on the assist by Wade. Johnson's got his first basket.
Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Heat.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
Here's McCollum. A three ball. Dang grabs the miss. First 130 gone here in the first quarter. Guys, a potent offense right now.
Yeah, Kevin, really the offense is flowing quite nicely right now.
You know what, guys, and they're playing with a certain amount of assuredness in their game. That type of confidence is what leads teams to having success.
And it's Whiteside off the drive. That's good.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Seems every season, Clark, you hear the same thing. Portland Trailblazers had to deal with some tough injuries.
Kevin, it appears as though it might actually be a curse. I don't like to use that word, but the history of this team and injuries is as unique as any in the league. Last year, no different.
And it's Dragic off the drive. Another miss for him, now shooting 1 for 4 from the floor.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Lillard from outside. And he gets it to go. Lillard's got 5 now.
And with the Blazers and injuries, even when they fought through pain, guys weren't at 100%. Aldridge wasn't quite the same with his hand injury.
Plumlee with it. Wade picks him up. And the basket by McCollum. We've got 1:48 left to play in the first. And it's Johnson penetrating. The kick out to Dragic. Miami no good on that time either.
And boy, has he been struggling big time here in the quarter.
Yeah, he's played tight. I mean, you can see it. No flow at all to his game right now.
And Wade sends it back. But they get it back. The shot by Harkless, no good.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making. And losing Matthews for the season was huge too, guys. I mean, every team goes through injury woes and bumps during the course of the season, but the Blazers just seem to be, at least in the last half dozen years or so, hit very hard every year.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
And I feel like there's a reason Joe Johnson has gotten a number of astronomical contracts. It's because he does everything for you. He's like one of those items you buy that touts everything you need, nothing you don't. Well, to me, that's Joe Johnson.
In for the Heat. Amari Stoudemire is checked in for Whiteside. Josh McRoberts comes in for Luol Deng. Winslow's checked in for Joe Johnson. And it's Richardson in for Dwayne Wade. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Davis is checked in for Plumlee. Vonleh comes in for Al Farouk Aminu. Gerald Henderson, he's checked in for Maurice Harkless. And it's Alan Crabb in for Lillard. Clark, when you take a look at Joe Johnson, and if you were on a good team, a team that was contending for a championship, where ideally would you like him to be? Where would you slot him?
I'd put him in that first or second scoring role because he's so good and scores so effortlessly. And at some point, I think he's going to hoist that Larry O'Brien trophy.
From deep three-point range, Crab, no good.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
And Winslow comes to help. Down low. Here's Henderson. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Worked that one inside nicely.
The Heat with the lead. Here's Richardson. He hangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Richardson's got his first 2 points. To the right side. Here's Crab. Connects from three-point range. Crab's got his first bucket. Richardson the pass to Dragic. Got it off in time. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Miami, guys.
Right from the start, they have been able to really own that paint and just dominate the backboard.
Well, Greg, you can't dominate the boards unless all 5 guys are making the effort to box out and chase down the ball.
Miami with the ball. Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year, they'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year, and as the season wore on, they slowly fell out of that top 8.
They've got Dwayne Wade. Stoudemire out there with Dang. Then it's Winslow, and it's Richardson in at the point guard. So that's who Miami starts the second with. Harkless is checked in for Portland. And the Heat shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable.
You know, guys, for the greater part of last season, it appeared as though the Heat were playoff bound. Even with the players they lost, most figured they would be playing postseason basketball.
Man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
The wide open look here for Vonleh. And the miss, not the best shot selection there.
And one reason why the Heat did come up short in their playoff aspirations, they were very poor against other teams in the playoffs. They only went 15-31 against teams that had made it into the postseason last year.
And Lillard kicks to Vonleh. That's good. And that's now 7 points for Damian Lillard.
When you can make adjustments to the shot in midair and midstream and still knock it down, you know you're flowing.
And it's Whiteside off the drive. And he jams it with authority.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
From the baseline. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Crab's got 5 now.
He's the kind of player that even the best defense has no answer.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here.
And the Heat with some changes. Josh McRoberts comes in for Luol Deng. And it's Dragic in for Richardson. And a switch here also for Portland. Mason Plumlee's checked in for Noah Vonleh. And it's Wade penetrating. Now here's Wade. Deflects the pass. And stolen by Lillard. Pushing it up. Here's Crabbe. Finished off the break. Crabbe's got 7.
And another lead change here. How many of these are we going to have tonight?
I'm not quite sure, but I'm willing to bet it'll be more than a few.
And for Goran Dragic, so incredibly efficient on the offensive end over the last couple years, whether with Phoenix or Miami, he's really upped his game.
You know, Kevin, it took him a few years to kind of get comfortable in the NBA, much like the great Steve Nash, who had his struggles early in his career. Now the game is kind of slowed down for him. He's not forcing as much, and it has certainly paid off.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Aminu's checked in. Lillard attacking. It's deflected. It's stolen by Dragic. On up the court. That's good from Wade on the assist by Dragic. Dragic has got 3 assists now in this one. Portland's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second.
Talking about Dragic's newfound efficiency, he's shot over 50% from the field the past 3 years. I mean, impressive. That's a really high percentage for a point guard who plays so aggressively.
Now Lillard, after Dwayne Wade's three-pointer that didn't go. And it's Dragic with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
He's jammed himself up a little bit here with that second foul. But as long as he can avoid a third before the half, I think he's fine.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Stoudemire comes in for Hassan Whiteside. And it's Johnson in for Winslow. And then for the Trailblazers, Henderson comes in for Harkless. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Damian Lillard.
And talking about Goran Dragic, he's learned how to play under control without losing his speed. I mean, early in his career, he committed way too many turnovers. Now he's able to push the action without making so many of those mental mistakes.
And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's his first foul. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. And it's Wade again missing.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
It's tipped. It's stolen by Wade. The Heat shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that.
Yeah, as a group, really a dismal year for them from the line last season, guys.
And Miami making a change here. Richardson's checked in. He's off on the second. Amari Stoudemire, with the change of scenery last season, was bought out by the Knicks, signed with the Mavs midway through the season.
That was the best thing to happen to Stoudemire, in my opinion, Kevin. He got to play playoff basketball again, and we know that wasn't going to happen in New York.
Luol Deng is checked in for Josh McRoberts. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Vonleh's checked in. The Heat have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. Dragic gets the bucket.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
The three from McCollum. It's hauled in by Richardson. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover. .46 seconds left to play here in the half.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Hey, guys, C.J. McCollum is a scoring-minded combo guard out of Lehigh. Was taken with the 10th pick back in 2013 and still looking to make a big impact in the NBA.
Well, McCollum has struggled with injury. He's broken a bone in each of the last 3 seasons dating back to college at Lehigh.
Yeah, and if he can stay healthy, I think he's got a bright future. He had a broken finger last season, and he broke his foot twice in the seasons prior, Kevin, just to embellish the injury situation. But he's got some ability.
And the first one at the line is good. A lot's been made of the Heat fans in the past for walking out during the finals game where they looked to be out of it. But credit, you know, the Miami Heat fans, Greg, with last year sticking with this team.
Yeah, and in all fairness, I would have walked out as well because I thought it was over. But with LeBron out of town, a lot of Heat fans could have jumped off the bandwagon. But you know what? They stayed with it. So although the weather is fair, the fans are not.
Oh, well said.
Thank you.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line.
And, you know, for the Heat, despite the struggles, they still sold out every game here last season. They were among the top teams in the league in total attendance.
Johnson can't get it to go. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And the basket by McCollum.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Stolen by Henderson. And here we go. And the basket by McCollum. McCollum's got 13.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break.
And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Trailblazers out in front. They're up by 3. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit.
Okay, Miami, now coming on to the...
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
Some excellent numbers in this one for McCollum. 13 points, and he's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of three-pointers.
And you know what? The defenders have that in the back of their minds now. They'll be on him a little tighter.
And we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. They're looking amped up and ready to get going once again.
Joe Johnson.
Here's who Terry Stotts is starting the second half with. Lillard at the point with C.J. McCollum playing the 2. Al Farouk Amino is out there with Plumlee. And it's Harkless in at the 3.
And look, Joe Johnson last season, not his best statistically, but boy, did he show some heart. I mean, he was one of the catalysts for Brooklyn making the playoffs, especially when Brook Lopez returned healthy and the two could play off of one another.
And it's Wade penetrating. Pass to Dent. That falls. Nice speed that time from Dwayne Wade. Deng's got his first 2 points. Talking about Joe Johnson, I'm not going to lie. Last year wasn't one of his best statistically, Clark. His shooting accuracy was on the low end. His turnover numbers were high. It wasn't very pretty.
But for Joe, Kevin, I don't think it was about the numbers last year. It was about wanting to compete and to win. And he's developed a champion's will over the years. And I would like to see him finally achieve his goal of maybe winning the championship. I think he deserves it. He's been consistent, he's been solid, and now you see some maturation with him as well.
Damian Lillard is a two-time All-Star. He just keeps getting better and better, and I love his demeanor on the floor. He seems a lot older than he really is.
Yeah, he's got an old head, and he's got a very even-keeled disposition about him, which serves him well. He almost missed the All-Star game last season and was an injury replacement.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
And for Lillard, that motivation. And remember, he got cut from Team USA a couple summers ago in favor of Derrick Rose and Kyrie Irving. And Lillard calls it wood on the fire. Those things keep him focused and also hungry. I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Cans it from downtown. Lillard's got the lead up to 3 now for Portland.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
And the Heat call time here.
And remember, Lillard, the former Rookie of the Year, he's had his snubs, but also he's gotten some recognition. Even playing in the Pacific Northwest, he's got his own signature shoe now, and his star definitely on the rise.
Davis is checked in for Al-Farouq Aminu. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. And it's Dragic off the drive. And he gets it to go. Dragic has got 7 points in the game.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
The wide open look for Plumlee. And it's off from three-point range. And Dragic with the basket on the assist by Wade. And it's 9 points for Goran Dragic.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Now, here's Dragic. After the miss from Damian Lillard. Dragic dishes to Dang. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. And now a 3-point Heat lead.
An excellent display of passing out there, fellas. I mean, 8 of their last 10 points have been assisted on.
And they just keep finding the open man. Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
Offensive rebound. Lillard misses.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
Dragic with it. Now defended by McCollum.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
As magical as the 2014 playoffs were for the Blazers, remember they beat Houston in that first round, that great shot by Lillard late to win it and move on. 2015, not as much. You know, Greg, they drew a very tough Memphis team, as you recall, in the first round.
Yeah, you often talk about styles making fights. Very similar in this series. They would go on to drop the first 3 games before being bounced, but still a good showing for a team that struggled mightily down the stretch with injuries.
And he gets it to go. The Heat have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Wade. They retain possession. The second chance effort. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Wade's got 10 points.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this at a clear advantage.
Greg, they keep pulling up and watching them go down. It's a really nice thing to see.
A different look for Miami. Stoudemire's checked in for Whiteside. Josh McRoberts comes in for Luol Deng. And it's Richardson in for Goran Dragic. Noah Vonleh, he's checked in for Portland. Henderson comes in for McCollum. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. Lillard against Wade. Good for his 6th make in a dozen attempts, shooting 50% with that basket. 1:14 left in the third.
And for Wade, we often talk about his physical state. But what about the mental toughness? Here's a guy who's been playing in some kind of pain every game for the past few years. But he just keeps churning the butter, not wanting to let his team down.
Here's Crabbe. Oh!
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
Wade gets the bucket. Greg, you brought up the topic of Wade. He's had a chance to make several tough mental adjustments throughout his career.
Well, he's always been a guy willing to alter his game for the good of the team. That's why he's got those championship rings, Kevin. You've got to be flexible, not just talented.
Yeah, when Shaq comes in and joins him, then he had to change away when LeBron came in to play.
Great credit to
way.
him.
Yeah.
Great credit to him.
Very admirable. It's tipped. And now running up the court, Lillard pushing it up. That one goes. Count it. Yes. Now just a 1-point Heat lead.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
And at the close of the third quarter, still a close game, and both teams putting up points in a hurry. Heat lead by 3. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. Trailblazers trail by 3. We've got Johnson. Dragic is out there with Richardson. Then it's Dang, and it's Whiteside in at the 5 down low. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Aminu with the bucket.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
A costly foul there. He'll shoot 3 free throws. Last season, Portland won the Northwest Division and had a good year, certainly, but they had some issues when they were the away team on the road and away from the Rose Garden. They had some problems.
Yeah, actually played under 500 on the road, Kevin. Something you rarely see out of a team that wins 51 games.
3 shots.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him.
And as you said with the Blazers, they were the only team to win 50 games and still lose more than they won on the road. Last team to do that was the 2013 Denver Nuggets.
Mason Plumlee's checked in for Portland. Reese Harkless comes in for Gerald Henderson.
And we saw a similar first-round exit for the Blazers of that 2013 Nuggets team. If the Blazers want to go deeper this season, they'll need to be much tougher on the road.
Dragic kicks to Richardson. Dang with it. Now defended by McCollum. And here's Richardson outside. That's good. Richardson's got the game tied up here for Miami.
And this has really been a well-played game up to this point. And you know what? I bet it stays that way until the end.
I certainly hope so. I mean, it's been a terrific contest, and there's nothing like a pair of teams just balling out the way they have been.
And stolen by Whiteside. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Good. That's 7 points for Johnson. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Heat.
Boy, their hounding, harassing efforts at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, and the other thing they've done since the beginning of this game is score points off turnovers and in bunches.
Dragic with a wide open look. Misses the wing jam.
Some of the shots he's taken have been real head scratchers. I mean, come on. He's out there playing like it's a game of horse at the park.
The tray. Richardson, no luck.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, you hope that's not indicative of the type of D they're going to play, because if they do, they're going to have struggles with him tonight.
Good on the shot. McCollum's got the lead up to 3 now for the Trailblazers.
Yeah, clutch basket, even with him being on the short end of the stick, size-wise.
Really, Greg, just shows you the toughness and determination this man has. Impressive.
Near the three-point line, it's Dragic. Dragic with another miss.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
Dang passes to Johnson. And there's the feed to Dragic. Shot to stop the run. He lays it in.
Loose D here. Critical stretch. I mean, you're better off sending them to the free throw lines than to have them get that good a look.
McCollum dishes to Plumlee. And it's Dragic with the foul. That's his 5th foul.
Boy, it's been a tough go in terms of fouls for him. I mean, my goodness, he can't stay out of the way of fouls.
Wade, he's checked in for Miami. And a switch here also for Portland. Lillard's checked in for Allen Cram. Wade outside. Johnson goes in. The kick out to Dang. That's in, coming off the assist from Johnson. 6 points for Luol Deng. Trailblazers leading by 3. And Lillard throws it down. Putting on a show for these people.
I cannot believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Are you kidding me?
I'll tell you what, Mama always said, if you got it, flaunt it.
Let it fly. Let it fly.
Mama said that, huh? And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for Portland?
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively. They've been turning those turnovers into points.
So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5.
And they're drawing more whistles and working their way to the line here in the second half.
And guys, I think it's exactly the right thing to do with the lead. Keep going at defenders and find a way to get yourself to the line.
Job well done at the line on that possession. They'll make things a little easier on themselves if they can convert those.
Feeds it to McCollum. The 3. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got 5 rebounds tonight. And it's Wade penetrating. And the layup falls. Wade's got 12 points here in the second half.
And they'll be counting on even more points from him. That's essential if they're going to pull this game out.
And here they go. Buries it. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Wow, he is lighting it up here in the second half.
.50 seconds left to play here in the 4th. Aminu with the bucket.
What a bucket at one of the more crucial moments of the game.
How about the cool, collected way in which he delivered it? Clutch.
Wade. And it's Wade again missing. Pass to Harkless. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And it's a 6-point Trailblazer lead.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Offensive rebound. Out to Wade. Outside Dragic. Good! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure, it's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they got to try to manage it.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. So he can't get either to fall.
Major missed opportunity. That should have been game over, guys.
Then kicks to Dragic. To tie it up. Can't knock in the 3.
And that's playing into the hands of the defense right there.
No way you can sneak that shot by him, Greg. I mean, he was all on top of that one.
And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaker. So he comes up empty at the line. Now a timeout called by Miami. They're behind by 3. Just 4 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, what's your take?
With this much time remaining, they should be able to get themselves a decent shot at the basket. Still, a contested 3 is never an easy shot.
Now a timeout called by Miami. They're down by 3. Just 4 seconds left in the game. Guys, what do you think?
With this much time remaining, they should be able to get themselves a decent shot at the basket. Still, a contested 3 is never an easy shot.
They have a chance to tie it up.
A 3 ball would do just that.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was 1 step late that time, Greg.
Good on the first, and that brings them within 2 here. Both free throws good from Wade.
He's really the guy you want on the stripe in that situation. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He's clutch.
And it's Dragic with the foul. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
Second one is good. In both at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
Yeah, those free throws make things a little more simpler right now. They just have to guard against the three-pointer.
And the Heat call time here. They're behind by 3. Just 2 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
They need a 3 to tie, and they have enough time here to get a good look if they play their cards right. We'll see how they do.
Here's Johnson. Miami no good on that time either. And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire...
Let's take them back. Yeah.
Today on 2K TV postseason.
As the preacher takes a pulpit, fix your coat, prepare for 40 below spit. 7 days of heaven's ways and hang-ups. Chris and Ryan again, and we wishing anybody who isn't wishing us well bankrupt. Me, I'm still caught up in all it. Still calling my expendables, cause it's hard to believe I can fit all of them boys in one. And the streets start trembling. It's way too many it seems. Too many witnesses. Up and down with their visions of what a street is. I call it the seesaw syndrome. Syndrome, maybe you make a mistake, you lose. And this is for the real hip-hop. So would never, ever, ever ask me, am I here to replace Guru?
Word? That's how you feel up on this track? Little try on that.
What you trying to rap now?
Yeah, yo, Royce.
What up, man?
We just lamping in the studio, you know, doing our thing.
Okay.
Bugging out, you know.
Right.
Little test run. So,
I need you to speak with your hands. On the count of three. Everybody now, 1, 2, 3, go!
Talk to him. Who stepped up in this rap game and saying acting fool?
Me and Preem, both names go together. Lot of frontin' like they ill.
word. I think it's time to move on to the next one.
Yeah, I get it 365, 12 months, 24/7. Gotta get it, I need it steady. No one give it all I give. They don't love us, they just love it. How we live, how we live, how we live, how we live. They don't love us, they just love it. How we live, how we live, how we live, how we live, how we live. Say they don't love us, they just love it. How we live, 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 how we live. They don't love us, they just love us. How we live.
You was never around, had to hold it down. We the youngest, we was thugging, you was never found. What's that feeling? I'm the realest. All them nights I had to struggle trying to find some dinner. They don't really love me, they not really for me. When I die, is you gon' show up to the ceremony? I just bought a Bentley, just to bet you Christian Louboutin to make a switch religion. I'm not stupid, baby, but the mansion is. Me and Benji are related like we're relatives. Brought the millions in. Go and get it, I'm the shit and don't need no laxative.
I get it 365, 12 months, 24/7. Gotta get it, I need it steady. No one give it all I give. They don't love us, they just love it. How we live.
Alarms go off when I enter the building.
Greetings, everyone. 2K Sports brings you the NBA. You'll see the West All-Stars and the East All-Stars.
All right, ready to go? Ready to go?
And the West All-Stars have possession. I'll look at the West All-Stars starting group. Curry is out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's Durant. And there's Bryant. And it's Leonard in the four-man position. Now Lowry. Leonard with the steal. Here's Curry. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Curry's got the opening field goal of the game for the West All-Stars.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Anthony drawing the double team. And the foul call on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
Lowry against Curry. A shot by Anthony. Nobody around. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
That's good.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
It's stolen by Bryant. Ahead. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. From deep three-point range. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Outside Curry. Fires from deep. No good. Good work defensively by Lowry. The West All-Stars on D. George with the ball. Picked up by Bryant. And Kobe Bryant gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. New players in now for the East. Bosch double team. And it's the East All-Stars with the ball. 5 on the clock. Near the three-point line, it's Thomas. And he starts out with a miss in this one. On the wing, Thompson. To the paint. It's tipped. Kicks it out to Paul. The feet to Thompson. Over in the corner, Green. Three-pointer. And a clear foul there as he shot the triple. He'll go to the line for 3 free throws. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And he can't get the first one. And the second free throw, good. There's 48 seconds left in the first. Thomas kicks to Drummond. The offensive rebound. And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. The East All-Stars shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
East All-Stars, Chris Bosh.
The first one falls. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Well, as far as the league's big men go, he's one of the very best at the foul line.
And here's the West with the ball, trailing by 2. It's Thompson off the drive, off the mark from 16 feet out.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Thomas kicks to DeRozan, lays it up and banks it in.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
Here's Green. Beyond the arc. That's good. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Here's Thomas. Money from the wing. That's a 2 from Paul. At the end of one, and off we go, a close game. Now starting the second quarter. And guys, what's your take so far on what the East All-Stars are doing?
Just the start they're looking for in this game. Solid offensively through the first.
Very crisp and sharp, not much stagnation at all on offense.
They've got Jimmy Butler. Andre Drummond is out there with Paul Millsap. Then it's DeRozan, and it's Wall in at the point. So that's the 5 in the game for the East All-Stars. Millsap. And he goes in for the dunk.
This guy is a high flyer. I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
Now here's Wall. 5-point lead, the biggest of the game. Millsap misses. On the wing, Harden. DeRozan defending. And so they foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Catching up on the changes for the East. LeBron's checked in for Drummond. Paul George comes in for Jimmy Butler. And Dwayne Wade is subbed in for DeMar DeRozan. Here's George. James Harden picking up that last basket. Count that one.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
Outside Curry. The 3 ball. Wall grabs the board.
Kevin, just enough presence to bother that three-point attempt there.
Yeah, but for a guy that shoots it as well as he does, I'd say that is an easy look.
And the East All-Stars making a change here. Anthony's checked in. The West All-Stars also changing it up. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for Bryant. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for James Harden. Wade kicks to George. There's the bucket. Good.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
The East All-Stars shooting their third free throw shot of the game. Kyle Lowry, he's checked in for John Wall.
One shot. One shot.
On the free throw, no good. A minute 20 left in the first half. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court. Green, he's checked in for the West. We've got 1:18 left in the second quarter. The East All-Stars shooting their fourth and fifth shots at the foul line in the game.
At the line for your East All-Stars, Kyle Lowry.
Free throw drops for Kyle Lowry. Chris Bosh is checked in for the East. And West also making a switch. Thompson, he's checked in for Steph Curry. And he can't hit the second. And the West All-Stars with possession. 9-point game. And that one goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Westbrook.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
The West All-Stars making a switch here. Aldridge is checked in. Outside, George. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. And the East All-Stars making a change here. Thomas is checked in. It's Anthony with the drive. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
So the timeout taken here, the first for the West All-Stars.
You know what? I think he had to call timeout right now just to get his guys to regroup because they were really ragged out there.
Yeah, they've got to get some things straightened out, and sometimes the best way to do that is with the timeout. They look to be overwhelmed right now.
So for the West, DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Aldridge. Durant comes in for Leonard. And Steph Curry is subbed in for Russell Westbrook. They're not having much success at all right now.
Kevin, I would shuffle the lineup if I were their coach a little bit just to try to find something that works.
And Thomas, here we go. No good with the tip. So the wing on the left. On its way from Curry for two. Launches it. Beyond the arc. Thompson outside. Lets it go from deep. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist.
And they may be leaning a little too heavily on the three-pointer when there are better looks to be had inside.
Yeah, and it's one thing when your shots are falling from the perimeter, but when you go cold and things aren't going as well, you got to get that thing inside. Mix it up a little bit.
Here's Thompson. Finished off the break. Thompson's got 5.
Impressive fast break there. They did a great job advancing the rock with the pass.
The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. East All-Stars lead by 6. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
Get ready for your
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out away here in the third. Paul George really making a difference here.
And what he gives his team, guys, is an edge. He just lights up an arena when he gets it going. And in that first half, young fella had it going.
Not just an edge, though, Greg. I think he gives them a confidence and a swagger they wouldn't otherwise have. And he's a special player to have around, no doubt about that.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Paul George really making a difference here.
And even though the defensive pressure and attention was squarely on him in that first half, yet he's still able to be the most effective player on the floor.
But for him, Greg, it's nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, we don't expect anything less, and I'd bet he has even more in store for us during the stretch run.
And the West All-Stars looking at who they've got. Kobe is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Stephen Curry.
That athletic.
Yeah.
Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend. Take it to the hoop.
And brilliant throwdown.
Just exerting his authority on that play.
Wade drives in. James, no good. There's the lob to the hoop. Stolen by Wade. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Anthony.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
So an almost entirely new group now for the West. LaMarcus Aldridge, he's checked in for Durant. Davis comes in for Kobe. James Harden, he's checked in for Russell Westbrook. And it's Paul in for Steph Curry. 1:39 left in the third. It's Drummond with the drive. The East All-Stars shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
Drummond taking 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. And he sinks the second. And so here are the West All-Stars, trailing by 4. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That's his first foul. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
Man, I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And guys, mark that play wide open. And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
Back to Harden. From deep three-point range, it's hauled in by the East All-Stars. All with it. He's picked up by Paul. It's Wall with the drive. Millsap has the open look. The three-pointer is right on target. Now it's a 5-point East All-Star lead. Harden the pass to Aldridge. Back to Harden. From 17 feet out. Offensive rebound. From deep. Here's Harden on the wing. Shoots over DeRozan. And good. He got the English that time as it falls. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. East All-Stars ahead. All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. They've got LeBron James. Chris Bosh is out there with Anthony. Then it's Isaiah Thomas. And it's Wade in at 2 guard. That's the 5 out there for the East All-Stars. Outside Bosh. Pass to Anthony. Kobe with the steal. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Westbrook. Stephen Curry, who's checked in for Klay Thompson. For plenty of drama in this one so far.
And I would not be surprised if it goes right down to the buzzer.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
The 3 from Thomas. Tries to save it. It's rebounded by the West.
This shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Here's Westbrook. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Cousins has got 3 assists in the game. Thomas dishes to LeBron. And the wing jumper offline.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range. Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
Thomas, it's a wide open look. Again, Thomas missing.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Here's what the East is going with right now. Paul George, he's checked in for Bosh. And it's Lowry in for Thomas. Durant's checked in for the West. Leonard comes in for Green. Curry with a wide open look. The long distance 3 is buried.
Despite his ineffectiveness, the team has found other scoring options, which you have to have when one of your main guys is struggling.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. .106 left in the fourth quarter. From deep. Again, Curry missing.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going. Watch out. D-Wade has caught fire.
And the West All-Stars have possession. The lead is 2. And an intentional foul right there. He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. No good at the stripe this time. His second misses also. And it's the East All-Stars with the ball. Lowry has the open look. Buries the triple.
Lowry is small in size, but big in might. When he gets going, he can be an offensive force. No question about it. Curry is on fire right now.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. The drive by James. Yes!
Boy, is it tough to stop LeBron right now.
And here's the West with the ball. Here's Durant. And it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Durant. 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Second team foul. At the line for your East All-Stars, LeBron James.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. And the second of two is good. That will put them up by 2. Timeout called here. The West All-Stars decide to talk it over. They're behind by 2. 15 seconds left to play here in the fourth. What's your take, guys?
You know what? You can go for the 3 to win or the 2 to tie. What's your choice in a situation like this, Clark?
Well, I don't think you set that decision in stone and anchor it in this timeout. You see how things play out. You're going to try to get a good, quick shot. And if it's a good 3 with a good shooter, let it fly. If it's something in the paint, then you take that. But it's about being a good, quick shot in this situation.
And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
At the line for your East All-Stars, LeBron James. At the line for 2.
And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaker. And he does get the second one. And that makes it a 3-point lead. Now a timeout called by the West All-Stars. They trailed by 3. 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
And there's still time left, so they don't necessarily have to go for the 3. A quick, easy bucket inside will do.
Well, I think the clock's a little short here for that. I mean, I'm not quite sold on the quick 2. I think they've got to look for a quality 3 to try to tie this thing up based on where the clock is right now.
It's Kobe Bryant on the wing. Can't knock in the 3. Timeout called. East All-Stars.
East All-Star Dance Battle.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
They have a chance to tie it up.
A 3-ball would do just that.
So it's the East All-Stars taking the W in a close one. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as Clark, they continued to...
Check it out. Never knew a friend till I met a foe.